Vilgax is obsessed with the Chaquetrix, but how did we even get here? It started after you liked and subscribed. It started about 100 years ago in Vilgaxia, when Vilgax is being summoned to the throne room. The color scheme of the planet is very beautiful, and in comparison to what we've seen in episodes like Ghost Town and Primus that had cooler greens and blues, it's really different as it comes with reds and oranges that are much closer to the apparel of classic Vilgax and his ship. I personally like where the Chaquetrix team took this design, but we enter the throne room anyways. After passing a young Yonix, who is Vilgax's younger brother, who looks awesome in these cool glasses. And this is where we really get an interesting introduction to Vilgax's father and mother. These three characters effectively do not exist in the classic timeline, so this deviation is very welcome in my eyes. Anyways, the two men walk off to have a one-on-one conversation, but can I say, bruh, Vilgax's parents have some amazing designs. I hope they're still alive currently in the comic, because it would be a real shame to waste these. So back to their conversation, Vilgax and his dad start talking, and his dad asks his son, "Son, do you remember the purpose of every chimera sui generis?" And Vilgax replying that their purpose is to die a meaningless death. With that being said, I can really appreciate that they already waste zero time showing that both of these guys and their philosophies are complete opposites. You can also see that in the paneling as well, as even though both of them are looking in the same direction in the first shot, once the dialogue starts, they're facing away from each other, which is really interesting. It's a great representation to show that there is trouble in this family. Anyways, Vilgax's father begins to further explain. It's not a meaningless death. Our species is full of warriors wanting to give their lives in the name of our empire. So already we know that Vilgaxia is a great planet of warriors, which creates a pretty nice parallel to the Saiyans since they have great pride in battle. And Vilgax's dad isn't completely pleased with his son's focus on robotics instead of combat, but he is glad it benefits the Empire in creation of prosthetic enhancements for wounded soldiers so that they can fight another day. Both of them share more dialogue, where Vilgax shows that he believes in the preservation of life of his species through the use of these robots. His intention is to have them replace the soldiers on the front lines. However, his father feels strongly about that thought and moves against it, saying that their species take pride in putting their lives on the line as a civilization that wants to fight. Even going as far as to say that his son should take the idea of replacing his species with battle bots off of his mind, especially since he is the heir to the throne, so he must not disappoint him. His dad is so stern, but it leaves Vilgax completely angry as his father leaves the room. Now while Vilgax is in this room festering with anger, on Earth in present day, we catch up with Grey Matter undergoing the plot of the episode A Small Problem, as she ends up being captured by that one crazy guy that works for the Forever Knights. Freaking nerd. Anyways, during her captivity, she starts to think deeply about her existence as well, and starts to wonder about why she exists and what is the purpose of the Chaquetrix. We learned some more about her thought process since her first ever summoning. Since the first time I was summoned, I didn't believe the story of being a heroine. They usually summon me at night because I take up the least amount of space. They think I sleep in a box, but strangely enough, I don't need to eat or sleep. Which is crazy information because I actually thought that these aliens would have required some sort of sustenance, but it seems they are sustained by the Omni energy or Chaquetrix energy. So crazy. I can sleep to rest my mind or eat to taste the food, but neither is really necessary to sustain me. Wow, Azimuth, you were really thinking ahead. She does more research on the Chaquetrix in the nighttime, and she realizes a lot about the watch. My discoveries haven't been significant. Despite being clearly smarter than everyone on this planet, this technology goes much further. From what I've been able to decipher based on its code and operation, it's a storage device for organic matter. Unlike what these ignorant humans believe, it doesn't seem to teleport anyone, but to store them within. Crazy, interesting. I think I already called this out, that that's exactly what it does. It stores the consciousness of the aliens, but the fact that it can store organic matter as well makes sense since it's kind of just generating the aliens out of thin air. The strange thing is that it seems that their physical forms are mixed with human DNA, making us all hybrids except for the red one with 4 arms for some reason. Interesting that she doesn't know the species name of spore arms too. I mean, I thought she would be able to pull from that near intergalactic knowledge, but if you've never met and understood the species name of a Tetramond, you would never know that that's what it is. She had been researching it while Ben was asleep, finding out how the device works. She learns about the hybridization of the aliens and the fact that Forearms is the only one that doesn't share human DNA by any percentage, and she learns about how it stores aliens, which leads her to confirm that she's an artificial creation. This sort of inspires her though, and she decides that she would start working on a device to contact the creator of the watch, which is what she was building this entire time. Interesting, so it's a satellite. That's cool. Not a Chronosapien time bomb. But if you close your eyes... She moves in to test this technological marvel, and here's what she says. Finally, I was alone. It was time to test my invention, but it failed. No matter how great my intellect is, I can't build a functional machine with the scrap metal of this planet. However, even though this machine's above Earth's tech level, mostly because she used plumber tech from the RV, her attempts to reach out to Azimuth still fail. I mean, she could never have gotten a signal from Earth to freaking Galvan Prime with stuff that was... To build this in a cave! With a box of scrap! This does leave her feeling a bit hopeless about finding out why she has been created, and it left her questioning her purpose and whether or not she could fulfill it. And here's what she says. I'm out of options. This was the only viable project. I can't find the creator if I don't leave the planet, but I can't leave the planet without disconnecting from the device. And I can't disconnect from the device without finding the creator. It's frustrating. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is stay on this stupid planet with these stupid humans. But Ben and the team break in and come to her rescue. Note, why didn't they just summon her outside? Anyways, the rescue warms her little grey heart, because even though she doesn't know what her purpose is in the grand universe, at least for now, she has a loving family. On the other hand, Vilgax is horrendously upset with his family, and he vents about it to little kiddo Mayax, who is in her laboratory. He voices his concerns about people dying a death that serves no purpose, and how they should aspire to be more. But Mayax reminds Vilgax that she won't be here any longer for his venting, since she's going away for an internship on the greatest planet of all time. She then starts to detail that she will be working under Azimuth and how he will be creating the Omnitrix, a device that will bond with its user and transform genetics. This intrigues Vilgax, and it makes him ask if it could create organic matter. Mayax lets him know that that is a 100% guarantee, which shocks the squid. Like, you can see him licking his lips, man. And he starts drilling Mayax with all the right questions. Is this a complete transformation? Could the device create organic life with its own conscience? Both answers are yes. And in that moment is where the obsession starts. This device that Azimuth would be creating, without a shadow of a doubt, would solve his problem, which is the massive death of his people, without replacing them as robots either. So he begs Mayax to let him know every single detail about it as the watch is being made. And now, boy oh boy, we can see where Vilgax is getting obsessed with the Chaquetrix, as it might make his dreams come true. But the watch got sick just a few days ago, and if you missed it, check out this review here.